So excited to have you here, and I hope you really enjoy the next couple of days. And with that, I'd like to welcome up Andy Sen, our CTO.
Thank you, Nicholas, and thank you all for being here today at Thrive 2025. Nicholas just explained the 4 keys to digital success in the context of the greater story of technology and innovation. In the next 40 minutes, we're going to go on a journey. We're going to see how those keys, all 4 of them, manifest themselves in the AppDirect platform. It all starts with a digital platform, a place where you can compose different commerce experiences that make sense for your business, no matter what kind of product you're trying to sell, where in the world you're trying to sell it to, and what kind of customer you're trying to sell it to. The AppDirect platform enables agility and faster innovation. It lets you easily test new features, experiences, or integrations without impacting the entire system. It allows for customization and differentiation. You can tailor every part of the customer journey for your brand and your audience. It's scalable and performant because it's modular. You only need to scale the parts of the stack that require it. And it's future-proof. You can easily integrate emerging tools and technologies as they become available. You can switch out or upgrade components as your business needs evolve. And finally, it's omni-channel, allowing you to power these experiences across multiple channels on the web, mobile, physically in store, or IoT. You can easily add new sales channels and touchpoints. An example of a new experience we can build on top of the platform is this new redesigned cloud subscription management interface. It's a new best-in-class experience managing cloud subscriptions from multiple vendors and keeping track of multiple subscriptions from the same vendor. It's providing a single pane of glass where technology buyers can see the state of their subscriptions and what actions are scheduled to happen, as well as clear calls to action for any changes they'd want to make to them. It's easy to trace why changes are happening. You can drill down into the orders that initiated these changes, find out who placed the orders, and what invoices they're linked to. Another example being shown here is changing the number of seats for one subscription among many Microsoft subscriptions. By using the filter to find the correct subscription and then using the call to action, there's only one field that the buyer needs to put in. All the existing payment terms are stored, and with one click, the subscription is updated. But subscription management doesn't have to be a user interface at all. Here's an example of an experience that's driven by an AI agent. It's also a great example of being a platform. This entire workflow was built using AppDirect's public APIs. The user wants to add licenses to an existing subscription. The workflow starts with identifying which of the currently active subscriptions the user wants to update. And you can see the results aren't just a clump of text. The AI is showing the user properly formatted tables which can be scrolled and zoomed into so that the user can see all the information they need. The AI will present, again, a special interface where the user chooses the new number of licenses. Since it's using the same APIs that power the AppDirect marketplace, the AI is aware of all restrictions or constraints for that particular subscription. Finally, when it has confirmed what the user wants, it'll process the change. And, yes, confirmed, and the change is confirmed in the system, and it'll even tell the user what to expect in their next invoice, being extra helpful. The UI extensions feature allows merchants to create their own custom UI applications. They can effectively add or replace entire pages on the marketplace. There's easy integration with external services and data sources, and we provide a comprehensive library of standardized UI components. In this example, we have used UI extensions to create a completely new section called external invoices within billing. These are invoices that have been generated not by AppDirect, but by some external system, and we're pulling them in using APIs. We can drill into these invoices and view all the details. Now, interestingly, UI extensions as a feature is flexible enough that we're actually pulling in invoices from multiple different systems. But to the user, they're all on one single pane of glass, and when you're drilling into it, the underlying information is presented in a consistent layout. But we can go beyond creating a custom UI with functions as a service. You can actually create custom code which will be deployed and run directly on the AppDirect platform. So the code here implements a very simple collections program. It's analyzing an invoice, and very simple logic. If it's over $500 and unpaid, it's going to send the invoice details over to a collections agency. What happens next is this code is defined as a function, uploaded to the AppDirect platform. We name it, we give it an API key, and then we specify when we want this function to run. Using webhooks, we specify we want this to run every time a new invoice is generated in the AppDirect system. We can go to the logs to make sure that the function has been properly installed, and the result of this function is what we're expecting. And that's it. You've just built an entire integration. And given the number of webhooks, APIs, email templates, all available on the AppDirect platform, the number of use cases that can be powered with functions as a service is enormous. It can power all kinds of commerce experiences. Building a digital ecosystem is another key to digital success. Any provider, they're all extremely incentivized to join the AppDirect ecosystem. Because once their product has been onboarded onto the AppDirect network, it becomes available to be distributed and sold via our hundreds of stores and thousands of advisors. But we're not talking about just one ecosystem. The AppDirect platform allows marketplace owners to build their own ecosystem, a collection of complementary products for their marketplace. Our developer program is now available for all marketplaces. It's a visual form builder, which allows you to design your partner onboarding workflow with visual components, additional pages, and business logic to cater to your unique requirements. You can tailor custom experiences for login and sign up. You can deploy questionnaires for gated ecosystems. You can adapt specialized email notifications for use with developer programs. And since it's so easy to change any of this, you can continuously adapt what you're doing to make sure that the right providers are entering your ecosystem. And this developer program isn't exclusively self-service either. Leads that you have received from different external sources can be entered into the program and tracked as well. And finally, you can create compelling dashboards for the developers in this program. We provide a list of relevant widgets that can be used or added to these dashboards, and every developer in your ecosystem will see this every time they log in. Nicholas mentioned the importance of having a robust digital channel for distributing your products. And the AppDirect platform definitely facilitates that. We have a mix of self-service marketplaces, advisor-assisted commerce, and flexible off-platform ordering and commission processing. But I'm very pleased to announce a new digital channel, which is the Channel Store. You'll now have the ability to operate the AppDirect platform as a Tier 2 distributor. You can use our out-of-the-box integrations for products like Microsoft or Adobe or anything else that you want to bring on board. As a distributor, you're selling to resellers or MSPs. These resellers are invoiced and pay a wholesale rate to you using their own payment method. And that's completely separate from how these resellers price, invoice, and collect from their end customers. This kind of commerce experience requires a little bit of a special taxation between you as the distributor and the reseller, and we support that as well. Whether you're a provider, a marketplace owner, or an advisor, the end goal is to have your customers view you as their digital hub, the place where they come for all their subscription products. And you become a digital hub by focusing on the lifetime value that you're providing to all of your customers. So a customer might initially start by purchasing cloud software from you. But now, in one unified interface, you expose them to new categories of product. You show them that you can purchase all their IT hardware from you, the same interface. You show them that you can purchase connectivity and mobility, and not just the initial purchase. You show them that you are providing ongoing expense management capabilities. And finally, you show them that you're their hub for artificial intelligence. Quoting is the beginning of the life cycle for cloud products. And next, I'm going to show you an example of how we have created an AI-assisted experience for an advisor who wants to create a quote and send to their customer. So an advisor here wants to generate a new quote for a Microsoft product. And we have built a workflow underneath this experience. First, the AI is going to guide the advisor to log into the marketplace so that it knows all the relevant information about the advisor, the customer, the products. Everything is available to the AI. The advisor is guided to identifying which user they want to create a quote for. The AI shows them the specific products that they're eligible to purchase. The advisor goes to the list and is going to select the right product. It's going to select further details like specific editions, payment plans. It's going to add in the number of licenses for the quote. But after this is done, the AI is smart enough to know that for this product, there's another step. The advisor needs to put in a subdomain name. Only then is the final quote created, and the advisor is given the option to send it to their customer for approval. But as I said, cloud products are just one spoke in the digital hub. Connectivity and mobility is another one. So now I would like to introduce Samir Hilal, General Manager, Connectivity and Mobility Lifecycle Management.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to see so many of you here. Great to be here with you. It was great to see so many familiar faces last night and make new connections, though honestly, I can't see any faces right now with all these lights. Anyway, super excited to share with you the unified experience for connectivity and mobility management for advisors and customers, and why you should care. A recent survey of 8,000 IT leaders showed that 97% of them believe that network infrastructure is critical to the success of their AI strategy. 91% of them plan to make investments to revamp that network infrastructure to compete in the AI economy, which is great news for all of us here. So in order for us to be able to support them through that digital transformation, we have to do a few things. One, we have to arm them with a unified platform and subject matter experts to manage the entire life cycle of their recurring IT. What does that mean, entire life cycle? We believe that every recurring IT asset, whether it's a network circuit, a smartphone, an SD-WAN solution, or UCaaS, goes through 9 phases. You start by designing a solution, then you source the market, and once you select the vendor, you have to negotiate a contract with that vendor. We call that planning and procurement. You then have to manage the order. You have to inventory that asset, and you have to support that asset on an ongoing basis. We call that operations management. The vendor is going to send you an invoice. You got to pay that invoice. You got to cost allocate and GL code that invoice, and you have to analyze that invoice to figure out how you can optimize it. We call that expense management. Every IT asset goes through those 9 phases, and we need to make sure that we're arming the customers with a purpose-built platform and subject matter experts to manage those 9 phases. Next, we need to manage the entire environment for that customer. You don't buy Workday and manage a subset of your employees. You don't buy ADP and manage a part of your payroll. The same applies to IT. You have to manage the entire environment, including your customers' existing services that they may have sourced via retail, services that they sourced through you via AppDirect's TSD or brokerage, or services that they source through you via AppDirect's Buyers Club or wholesale. Such a platform has to bring together all the constituents, not just a couple. AppDirect is uniquely positioned because the AppDirect platform brings together the vendors, the suppliers, the MSPs, the advisors, the customer, and us, so that we can all collaborate, and that's where the real magic happens. And last but not least, you have to arm your customer with a Buyers Club that affords them the values of aggregation, consolidation, normalization, and integration into the unified platform. Analysts and our own experience say that when companies implement such strategies, they are able to gain visibility into their environment, they're able to save time, which is the most precious commodity, and they're able to achieve about 30% cost savings that they can reallocate to their AI strategy. So what does a customer experience look like? When a user logs in, they see their action items, they see a bunch of reports in a dashboard. If they want to shop for services, they shop in a digital marketplace. If I'm an IT admin and I'm ordering a new phone for a new employee, I can either select from templates that I've set up, or I can customize that buy flow. Select the service, select a carrier, go into a catalog that has been curated with devices that my company approves, select to buy that device outright or finance it, add the appropriate data plan for that user based on their profile, add all the bells and whistles that I want. Once that admin enters the shipping information and clicks submit, if we are integrated with that service provider, that order just flows straight through. Connectivity works the same way. I could go and select the services, select an address, or add a brand new address. Once I click submit, we are integrated with dozens and dozens of service providers. We can get all the information about that building, that location, who's in the building, who's on net. We can also get the pricing within 5 to 10 minutes versus 5 hours or 10 hours or sometimes days. The user can go in and customize the information however they want. They can filter by carrier, they can filter by term, they can compare the options just like when they're shopping elsewhere online. Once they select the option that they want, they can add it to their cart, enter a few information about who needs to be notified about the order. And once they are done, again, if we are integrated with that service provider, they click submit, and that order flows right through without human interaction. The order environment is centralized. You no longer have to log into multiple portals to see where your order stands. The information is in one place. You could see all the order milestones. You could see all the communication between us and the provider, or us and the end user customer or the advisor. Centralized, not sitting in some people's mailboxes. Same thing with the asset. It's stored in a database, a relational database where everything is connected. Unlike a stale spreadsheet, the information is in one place, so you can access the contract, you can access the technical attributes, the orders, the tickets associated with this asset. And you can open a trouble ticket right from here for our NOC to work if they have not already started working because they proactively launch a trouble ticket. Billing is the same way. You get all the invoices centralized in one place. Not just for your customer, but also for you to be able to understand where they're spending their money and how to optimize it by sourcing through you. The invoice is no longer a PDF It's now a database where you could look at the data however you want, by carrier, by service, by location. You can even pay for it just like you pay for your other AppDirect invoices. We give the customer a ton of spend reports, trends, charts, drillable tables to be able to really understand where they're spending their money and how they could analyze it. And through generative AI, we give them the ability to be able to ask questions when they are pressed for time. So if I'm an admin and I see a phone that has a lot of usage on it, I don't know what that number is, I could just type the phone number and the system will automatically give me the information about that line. Or if I'm trying to optimize my spend, I could enter the information. I could say, give me a list of my lines that have had 0 usage for the last 30 days or 60 days, and the system will automatically give me that information. That's the customer experience. What does the advisor experience look like? When you log in as an advisor, you see a list of all of your customers and their environment, their orders, their inventory, their tickets. You could click on resources and access documents and training material. Or you can click on the new My URL to be able to get a secure, customized link that's tied to your profile that you can send to your prospects or your customers to be able to shop for mobility, and you get the credit. Or you could shop for mobility on their behalf in a similar workflow to what you saw earlier. You select the service, you select the carrier, you select the device, and you customize that workflow. And once you are done, you can either send a PDF document to your end user customer or to your prospect. You can add a new prospect, add a new contact very easily. You can send them a PDF, or you can send them a link directly into the cart to be able to click on it. They can enter some information, add their credit card, and boom, they have bought that phone and you get the credit for it. Network works in a similar fashion. You select the services, you add a new location. You don't need even to start with a prospect. You just start with a location and click submit. We gather the information from the providers, and again, in 5 to 10 minutes instead of 5 to 10 hours, you get all the information that you need. You can slice it and dice it however you want, customize the solution, and once you're ready, you can then send it to your end user customer, either via email or as a link to a cart that they can shop directly into. And that could be done for your prospects or your existing customers. The goal is to arm you with the tools to be able to scale your business and have better outcomes, just like these customers of ours that have been successful. And hopefully I've piqued your interest for you to want to come by the AppDirect booth to learn some more or stop by one of our breakout sessions. Back to you, Andy.
Thank you, Samir. Nicholas mentioned already the importance of energy and how energy usage is going up with AI. So now, to talk about energy, I'd like to introduce Benji Kumar, General Manager, Broker Online Exchange.
Thank you. Thank you, Andy. Good morning, everyone. I'm very excited to introduce you to Box. We are the leading master energy brokerage platform for deregulated electricity and gas in the U.S. In the U.S., many states allow businesses to choose their energy supplier, and that's what we mean by a deregulated market. Box is licensed in every deregulated electricity and gas market, giving our advisors, our brokers, and your customers unmatched access to over 90 top-tier suppliers, including Engie, NRG, Constellation, as well as many other national suppliers. We were recently acquired by AppDirect, bringing energy into the AppDirect commerce ecosystem in a very meaningful way. Our mission at Box is simple. Let's make energy procurement effortless for energy brokers and advisors so that they can focus on building customer relationships and helping their clients secure electricity and gas contracts with competitive rates with the nation's top energy suppliers, all with a white glove service and a spirit of hospitality. Okay, so what is the value proposition for AppDirect advisors and their customers? For AppDirect advisors, Box represents a brand new recurring revenue stream, energy. Through the Box platform, you can shop competitive electricity and gas rates from all the major suppliers. You can manage contracts and renewals. You can track commissions and monitor energy market data all in one place. Our tools include a built-in CRM, a pricing engine, digital contracting, and a reverse auction platform that drives supplier competition to secure the best pricing for your customers. Behind this technology, you also have access to a strategic pricing team that supports enterprise-level deals. They provide market data and analysis and a tailored proposal specific to your customers' needs. In short, you can become a trusted energy consultant for your clients without needing to be an energy expert. We handle the complexity, you keep the relationship, and your clients and customers are serviced in a world-class manner. Okay, now let's discuss the core tools that are available inside Box's platform. First is the energy shopping portal. This is your white-labeled storefront to shop, quote, and contract commercial electricity and gas deals. We have a reverse auction platform. This is where suppliers compete in real time for your customers' business, driving their rates down in a live environment. We have a commissions dashboard. This is real-time visibility into your earnings and your pipelines and future commissions. We have CRM integration. This is where you can manage leads, accounts, customers, contracts, and renewals seamlessly, as well as manage your calendar to keep everything very organized. And then most important are people. We have training and back office sales support. We truly partner with you to help manage and scale your energy business. We offer admin support. We help consolidate quotes. Quotes, proposals, contracts, manage communications with suppliers. We provide data reporting for your customers, and so much more. Okay, now we're going to demo the actual technology, and we're going to show you a very brief look at the system that you will have to manage your energy business and help service your customers. Okay, we're going to start by logging into the advisor portal and selecting energy brokerage. The platform actually detects the user's location, and it automatically displays available rates in your area. I'm going to go ahead and update the zip code here. You can search any zip code, and the platform will refresh all relevant pricing and criteria. Here, the rates can be viewed in a card view. You can filter by different terms, as well as different suppliers. You can also view the rates in a grid format as well, that you'll see here. Here, we're going to go ahead and select a rate. That's going to allow us to generate the actual contract. And next, we're going to enter the customer's contact information. Here, it's going to be contact name, email, phone number, etc. Once completed, we're going to click Save and Continue. And then we're going to put the business details and account information in. We actually use Google Address integration, and it makes the entry faster and a little more accurate as well. Once this form's complete, we're going to generate the contract. Here, the contract's going to display on the screen. It's fully populated with all the customer's information, and here you can view it as a PDF as well. When you're ready, we're going to click Send for signature, and this sends the contract to the customer directly, and they get an e-signature there. And after signing, the platform's going to display a confirmation page showing that the rate's been locked in. If natural gas is available in that area, the system's going to automatically prompt an optional gas upsell. The user can pick any quote that they've started without having to re-enter the customer information. Now we're going to go to the Customer tab here. In the Customers tab, you can view a full list of all your customers. As you see here, the layout's very clean, it's very simple, and it's got full filtering and sorting functionality as well, and that's across the full platform. Now we're going to go deeper into the Contracts tab here, and you see all the current and past contracts that you've already saved or input into the system. And then for any record in the Contracts tab, you can click on the business name, and it's going to open this customer profile here. In the customer profile, there's a few things that I want to point out here. Here, you're going to see all the account details. This is, you can also click and see active and historical contracts. You can see all of the saved and uploaded documents that you've put into the system. This is going to be bill copies, LOAs, things like that. Okay, moving on. The system also has a built-in CRM. There on the side panel there, this is where you can add notes, you can set reminders, you can assign tasks, and you can track everything via the calendar view as well. You can see all of your assigned tasks there on the side panel. Okay, when we choose to create a task, that's what you see here, you can choose from various task types. You can set reminders, and you can also send emails from this section as well. Okay, going back to the Contracts tab here, you can drill into specific contracts and view their very detailed terms, pricing, and different statuses. On this tab, users can create and save custom filters. And this gives them fast access to past relevant searches that they have already created. You can create and save as many filters as you want. Here in this one, you can see that we're filtering by a status called contracts awaiting signature, or you can filter by things like contracts only in Texas, etc. Okay, now we're going to move to the Tools and Resources tab. This is a very powerful tool that I want to point out here. This is the historical and forward pricing curves. In this section, you can review both past and future pricing data. With the filters, you can easily search by state, utility, and zone, and you can set custom time ranges for the charts that you want to explore. Here we've selected a forward curve for the next 12 months, and you can see that the projected prices are laid out in each forward month. Okay, next, we're going to click on the historical pricing tab. Here you can apply the same filters by state, utility, zone, and you're going to simply select the specific time range that you want to view. Or you can choose a calendar year as well, and that's going to allow you to compare year-over-year data. It's going to give you all the historical prices within that year, and then you can also view averages across multiple years as well. That's what it's doing here. But these charts provide very powerful data that we use to prepare accurate and competitive pricing proposals for our customers and for our brokers and their customers. And as you can see, it's a very brief look at the system, but we're going to be in the expo hall later, and we can give much deeper and more intensive demos there. So feel free to swing by, and we can chat through this stuff. Okay, so what is the market opportunity for energy brokers? The U.S. commercial and industrial energy market is huge. It's almost $250 billion annually. Interestingly, about 65% of U.S. electricity demand actually comes from the markets in the deregulated states that we serve. Yet the majority of small and mid-sized businesses are either underserved or completely unmanaged when it comes to their energy spend. This is where Box comes to help our advisors and their customers. We make this process easy, quick, and all in one place. Over the next decade, U.S. electricity demand is projected to grow over 50%. Think about that. Today, only half of all large commercial customers even utilize an energy advisor. Many choose to manage their electricity or their energy consumption independently. This trend is even more pronounced in the SMB sector, where fewer businesses seek guidance from energy consultants or advisors. This disparity signifies a substantial, unaddressed opportunity for AppDirect advisors and their clients who urgently need the specialized knowledge that Box can provide. There is no other way to say it. It is a great time to become an energy broker. Okay, so what is driving this growth? There's a few things. There's AI computing and hyperscale data centers. There's EV infrastructure and fleet electrification, manufacturing reshoring, and energy-intensive industrial activity as well. But fueled by AI computing, cloud storage, and crypto mining, these hyperscale data centers can each consume almost as much power as a small city in some cases. And this trend is significantly increasing energy demand, and it's opening a vast market for consultants and advisors to help customers manage these rising costs. So why is Box the platform of choice? Energy management and procurement quoting can be complicated, But with Box, we give you the automated pricing and contracting. We give you the back office support. We give you access to national suppliers, all in one technology stack. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to partner with the right tools and expertise. With Box, energy becomes another core service in your AppDirect marketplace. This allows you to deliver the lifecycle management that your customers and provide unbiased energy market representation that your customers desperately need. The bottom line is this: customers gain a complete, real-time view of the energy market, all through a transparent, fast, automated, and full-service platform that makes energy buying simple, profitable, and seamless for both clients and advisors alike. Thank you, everyone. Back to you, Andy.
Thank you, Benji. Even in the context where we're talking about a digital hub, the physical world is really important. I mean, we're all living in it for one. So now, to talk about hardware and more, I'd like to introduce Chris Hurd, General Manager of First Base at AppDirect. Chris?
Thank you, sir. Thanks, Andy. So today we're going to cover what First Base is. We're going to touch on some of the market trends, on why First Base should be interesting to you as an advisor. And we're going to share why our product could help embed you even more deeply as a trusted advisor to the world's most innovative CIOs. So from a timing standpoint, Gartner estimates that by 2028, 70% of companies will adopt a managed device lifecycle service offering like First Base. And First Base was actually the only startup named in this report by Gartner, alongside some of the world's largest VARs and OEMs. And from a timing standpoint, that really means if your customer isn't using a service like First Base today, the chances are that they will be within 3 years. And right now, they're probably out having conversations with people about products and solutions like ours. So in terms of the problem that we actually solve for companies globally, the challenge is that getting the right equipment to the right person at the right time is incredibly expensive, it's time-consuming, and it's incredibly difficult. So when equipment isn't there, when workers need it, it leads to really bad employee experiences, and it destroys productivity inside companies. And then when things break, IT teams spend time trying to solve the problem, and there's a lot of downtime. And these problems are across every company, every employee, at every stage in their employment journey. And you then multiply that by the fact that every company is now some version of hybrid, remote, in-office, and it becomes an even bigger problem. Companies now have these pieces of portable equipment, laptops, phones, iPads all around the world. And a massive issue is that many of these devices are either lost or stolen or never get returned. And Gartner estimates that that happens to around 30% of all devices. IT teams end up wasting time. Employees end up having really bad experiences, and a lot of money is wasted. So from the perspective of First Base, we're a single platform to equip teams and manage assets globally. And what this means is that we give any company the ability to the opportunity to automate their entire asset lifecycle end to end. And what that means, from getting equipment to new joiners at onboarding, fixing things when they break, collecting the equipment and storing it in our warehouses if workers leave, through to the recycling of end-of-life equipment. And what First Base does is handle all these things for any company while plugging into the existing business systems they use, like Workday or ADP or ServiceNow or Jira, to automate the things that need to happen in the physical world. So every company has these issues, and generally they're managing it internally, either with some combination of a bunch of IT people in spreadsheets or some combination of both those things. So from the perspective of the impact that we've had inside our customers, this is the impact that our customers have seen from adopting First Base. Companies like New Relic are now supporting 2,500 people with 2 IT support staff. And for reference, the industry average of IT people to employees is about 1 to 150. So First Base is literally helping companies operate at around 10 times more efficiency. Companies like Wise and Brightwheel are seeing massive time savings, where First Base has been able to reduce the volume of their internal IT tickets by over 40%. And companies like OpenGov are improving security by significantly increasing how much equipment they return. And right now today, as you can see from some of the logos on the screen, we work with some of the fastest growing, most recognized tech companies in the world. So from the perspective of our product, there are two versions of FirstBase available. There's a freemium version and there's a premium version. And today we're going to kick off with the freemium version, which will be launching and available from within the AppDirect marketplace. So the first workflow that we'll walk through here is a laptop order where an IT user has found a MacBook Pro from within the AppDirect marketplace. From there, they're going to click Buy Now. They're going to add that to the screen, and it's a typical e-commerce type experience from there. In terms of navigating to the freemium version of FirstBase, they're going to click the app switcher in the top left-hand corner. They're going to navigate to FirstBase, and they're going to land within the freemium version of the account. OK, so we're going to go to the orders and return section of the product. Here, we can see a laptop, the laptop we just ordered for Laura Jones. And if we click into the order details, we'll see the shipping information. We'll see the order status. And over time, we'll see this change from shipped. We can track this at any time inside the product by clicking Track Now, and then eventually to delivered. After it's been delivered, we can click to the Asset Management tab. We can filter for that laptop that's been ordered. For this, it's for Laura Jones. And as the screen catches up, what we're able to do here is we're going to click into the order details, and we're going to see a lot more information on that order. So we can see billing information. We can see full product details. We can see the history of that device. And then ultimately, we can see the notes that have been added by an IT or an HR user. Once the device is delivered, FirstBase becomes, we can also add assets to the platform. So to do that, you click Add Assets. We add all the details relevant to that order. We're going to associate it with Laura Jones. And then immediately, we can see the monitor that we've just added to Laura. So FirstBase is also a procurement suite where people can order the equipment they want. So another workflow that we have is with companies like TransferWise, where they have other use cases that they use in the product. So for this, they don't just order to remote employees or hybrid employees. The workflow that we have here is to offices. So we're going to navigate back to the Orders and Return tab. We're going to click Actions, and we're going to do a one-off order. We're going to choose Laura Jones again. And then in the next screen, we're going to choose another MacBook Pro to send to Laura Jones. From there, we can see the order. We can confirm the information. And we have the choice of where we're going to ship this to. For this, we're going to ship it to an office location. We're going to select the office. We're going to see the full order details. And after that, we're going to confirm the order. Once we've confirmed the order, inside the product, we can see who it's for. We can see the location that it's going to be shipped to. And we can see everything from there. So that was onboarding. We're also going to see offboarding quickly as well. We're going to look at Laura Jones again. But this time, we're going to do a return. And for this, we're going to do an offboarding because Laura is leaving the company. We're going to ship this to FirstBase. We're going to look at the products that Laura has associated to her. And we're going to choose what happens to those devices. We're going to choose the day at which Laura is leaving the company. From there, we're going to confirm the order information. And then ultimately, we're going to confirm that offboarding for Laura. So those were a couple of the premium flows that we've got for workers. As you can see, FirstBase handles not just onboarding, offboarding. We also handle all the physical things. And Verse.ai are a great example of this as one of our customers. They were really struggling with offboarding. They were actually giving equipment to workers because they didn't have an office to ship this back to. And the last flow that we're going to see in a second is just the quick return flow. So they can see where the devices are, they can see the status, and they can track everything from an offboarding standpoint. So while FirstBase undertakes all the physical things that needs to happen in the world, we have warehouses all around the world to collect these things from. And that's really been a quick walkthrough from a freemium and premium standpoint. So freemium is launching for advisors and their customers within the AppDirect marketplace in the next month. Going forward, your customers will be able to order hardware directly from the AppDirect marketplace. And what that means for you as an advisor is that you're going to get paid commission on every product that is sold through the AppDirect marketplace. Premium gives your customers a chance to upgrade into more features and service, such as outsourcing all operations for FirstBase to handle. What that means is that you can expand from shipping only across the United States to shipping globally. And alongside that, we can white label our product, not just for you as an advisor, but we can white label that to your customer brand as well. So what that means for you as an advisor is that if you want to be the trusted advisor to the world's most innovative CIOs, FirstBase, together with AppDirect's existing product portfolio, give you the opportunity to solve all the major problems at the biggest companies. Back to you, Andy.
Thank you, Chris. And finally, we're going to showcase Devs AI, our digital playground where users can create, deploy, and use any kind of AI agent. You can train these agents on any data set that you have available and teach them how to use any APIs. You can create advanced workflows that these agents can execute, and then they can be powered by using the industry's leading large language models. Once created, these agents can be embedded anywhere and used to deliver personalized experiences. I'm going to show some examples as well as some of the platform capabilities of Devs AI. Here's an example of an AI chatbot that was built using Devs AI and then embedded onto the AppDirect marketplace. The audience for this is a marketplace owner, and the AI here is trained on all the marketplace's configuration, documentation, and can help you through any setup. The use case shown here is enabling commerce on a new marketplace. You want to connect a payment gateway like Stripe to it. Once you ask this question to the marketplace assistant, it gives you precise instructions on where you need to go and what you need to do. You can look through these instructions and follow it and go through the right steps. It even tells you where to go in the Stripe interface to obtain your secret key from Stripe. Once you've completed those steps and put in the secret key, your marketplace is now connected and ready for commerce. The developer assistant AI is similar, but it's meant for developers. And it's trained on all the technical documentation and API specifications of the AppDirect platform. As part of the workflow here, the AI first asks which AppDirect marketplace a developer wants to know about. It uses the information to customize its responses, since marketplaces have their own unique settings and endpoints. In this example, a developer wants to know how can they retrieve a list of companies in that marketplace via API. The developer API, assistant AI, thinks for a bit and comes back with a response. The response will have customized URLs, as well as explanations that the API calls are different depending on context, as well as the actual links to the actual specifications. And the AI is aware that to call these APIs, you need to authenticate, and it suggests a follow-up. It follows up by asking the developer if they want to create an authentication token. The Devs AI platform as a whole is completely API addressable. And that made it easy, using the help of other AIs, of course, to create a native mobile application for it. Introducing the mobile version of Devs AI, which has all the capabilities of the desktop version and will be soon available in the Apple App Store. In addition to being able to chat with any agent, the mobile app is fully multimodal. You can just pick up the phone and talk to your AI agent. You can give it access to your camera as well as pictures in your gallery. And all of this content can be uploaded and analyzed, just like any text document. Like the desktop version, you're free to use a wide range of underlying LLMs to power your agent. It has access to the web to search for new data, as well as the ability to create its own content and images. And finally, I'd like to show you the App Builder, which Nicholas already mentioned. The App Builder is functionality embedded within the Devs AI platform, which allows you to build a professional-grade enterprise software application simply by talking to an AI agent. The example here is building a CRM, a leads management software. With just a prompt, the AI goes in and creates this, a rich user interface, as well as instructions on how to use the app. And it's built not just a UI. There's functionality around the entire leads management lifecycle. The application here has figured out the concept not just of leads, but of users. And information about the users, the leads, and the relationships between them can all be stored and edited and persisted in a database. What we're currently working on is the ability to take these applications you've created and link it to the identity management and subscription capabilities of the AppDirect platform. With a simple prompt, you'll be able to push these applications out to the AppDirect network, where they can be distributed, used, or monetized via our hundreds of stores and thousands of advisors. And that brings us back to the central vision, the vision of the everything store for B2B commerce. A store that comprises products across every category and industry, as well as products created by you, using Devs AI or otherwise. And it's a store where you can create unique experiences to support this incredibly diverse catalog. The entire team at AppDirect is working tirelessly to fulfill this vision. I want to thank all of them, but I also want to thank all of you for coming to Thrive 25 and sharing your stories. It's these stories and the conversations that come out of them that guide us on our journey. It's a journey that we're all in together, and it's a journey that will end with all of us thriving in the new digital economy. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the conference.